Hello everyone, and welcome to your second royal reading of today. And this is a short reading, little 5-card reading, and hopefully a bit lighter than the reading I've just done, which really was quite heavy going about King Charles and the trust issue with Harry. There is no more trust. I've got the After Tarot on the tarot table. It's my breakup and makeup tarot deck, looking at two X's and a blind item on Sedan and rumor that people are reading this as Harry. So I'm going to read this, paraphrase this rumor as if it is Harry, and then we'll look at it. Rumor is that Harry, or a celebrity, borrowed a friend's phone to text an ex. They chatted for about an hour. No plans to meet, but it's interesting the links he went to have a chat with no trace on his phone. So a lot of people are interpreting that as being Harry. He's in the UK for a few days at least, and that possibly he was the one that used a friend's phone to text Chelsy or one of his other exes, but most likely Chelsy, and ended up talking to her for an hour and hiding it from the wife back home. So that's how people are interpreting this blind item. I'm going to use the After Tarot, have a look at this, see if Harry did in fact try to reconnect with Chelsy back in the UK, how he feels about her, how she feels about him, how the wife back home feels about Chelsy, and how the wife back home is going to feel about this blind item, this rumor. And it is just a rumor. Let's remind you, we're just dealing with tarot here for fun, for entertainment, all rumor, all opinion, all speculation. Whoops. Archetypal energy, because we're dealing with the archetypal royal family. Disclaimer in the box below. So just a little short card, 5-card reading. Chelsy, of course, happily married, a lovely baby, I think a baby boy called Leo, if I'm remembering correctly. She's moved on. She's moved on well and truly, and but seemingly, according to this rumor and the way people are interpreting this rumor, Harry possibly hasn't moved on, because he's the one who reached out. I've read on Chelsy in the past. It might be also something to do with a phone hacking case, because she was hacked very badly. But that was all dealt with ages ago, so now it's all being dredged up again. She can't be very pleased about that. If I were her, I would be furious. Absolutely. Possibly even talking to lawyers, but that's just me. And I'd be furious with Harry. Let's just clarify that. Absolutely furious with him. But let's see what's going on here. And what we can figure out. We got the Queen of Swords in reverse as our underlying energy. That's a woman who's gone cold. Very cold. And we got the Queen of Cups sitting staring at me. We don't need her. She's absolutely got nothing to do with this reading. Queen of Swords in reverse is a woman who has closed her heart to someone, turned her back on someone, especially when she's in the reverse. Not interested anymore. That's the underlying energy of this reading. Very interesting. She's done. She's finished. The sword is down, which means no speaks. I'm done. And really silence, and pretty angry also. And what was I saying about how I would be so angry? Perhaps Chelsy was pretty annoyed with has been when he texted and tried to talk to her. Interesting. I wasn't expecting that, but we'll see. That's our underlying energy. I don't think it's the wife, but we'll get to her as well. Let's have a look. Did Harry contact Chelsy? And we got the Emperor in reverse. The Emperor in the reverse is the male energy, is archetypal male energy. It's father energy, ruler energy. It's in reverse It tells me if he did, it's more of a no, I have to say. It's more of a no, but if he did, it was out of a sort of bruised ego. It was not in a healthy way. Upright, our Emperor is a healthy male energy. He's in his power and his authority, and he's a leader and he's the boss, the Emperor. But in reverse, his ego has run amok, perhaps needing someone to massage his ego. So I'm getting quite a strange answer from that card. Normally this card, I just ask for a general situation. I don't ask a specific question. I think it's answered me in more general, because that's what I normally do. And it has said this is somebody who needs their ego massaged, somebody who is feeling maybe quite weak, somebody who's quite prideful, but at the same time exposed and vulnerable. So this isn't good energy. This isn't energy of two exes who can't wait to meet and get cozy again. Not at all. How does Harry, whether they spoke or not, how does Harry actually feel about Chelsy right now? 7 of Pentacles. 7 of Pentacles is a strange card. It's not a romantic card at all. It's a working at something. Perhaps now he's got some idea that he should put some effort into the situation, which is mad. I mean, as I said, she's married, she has a child with someone else, she's moved on. She very clearly has moved on. But the 8 of Pentacles, when you're talking relationships, and we are talking a relationship, a failed relationship, but still a relationship. If I was doing a love reading for somebody, I would say he's realized now that he needs to work at this relationship. He needs to put effort in. But it could also be that he sees her as being work, or sees her as having gone off somewhere where someone else is putting effort in, or someone else is very wealthy and successful, and apparently husband is. So it is quite a strange card. There's money floating around in it. Apart from effort, there is an indication of money floating around in here. Maybe he thinks he's going to win a ton of money in this phone hacking case because she's involved in it. Somehow he sees her as associated with money for himself, and I find that a very unpleasant energy. I'm a bit horrified by it, but that's come up. There's some view of her as being almost an asset. So 2 completely contrasting energies. 1, got to put some effort in, or she is quite hard work, or he didn't work hard enough, should have worked harder. But also, she could bring him some nice money. Horrifying. How does she feel about him? Well, the card says it, not me. I'm just reading the card, and the card says Fool. And I usually don't read the Fool quite as literally as that, but it says it, Fool. He's on a fool's errand, and has already stepped off the cliff here. He's been stopped from plummeting to his death, because we're in the after tarot, and he's a lucky fool. Protected. She sees him as somebody who is almost infantile, who doesn't see the dangers and situations, blithely, goes where angels fool to tread, and because of who he is protected. He's got his security detail around him. He's got the royal family around him. He's got the ton of money around him. So however stupid he is, and however reckless he is, and whatever mad things he does, most recently the court case, in my opinion, she sees him as somebody who is almost protected by his idiocy, by his almost innocence, because a fool is quite innocent abroad, shall we say that, an innocent abroad. So she doesn't look at him as somebody she would like to rekindle a relationship with. It's quite a contemptuous energy that's coming. And why do I say that? Because I've got the Queen of Swords sitting underneath it in reverse. She has contempt for him now. And people discussing this Chelsy possibility, this speculation that it might have been Harry trying to connect with Chelsy again, and wondering why they broke up when they did. And a lot of people saying, well, not a lot, but the sentiment being, that the theory being among some people, that she grew up and he didn't. And so that's what happened. This card confirms that. Interesting. So how does the wife back home feel about Harry and Chelsy? How does she view Chelsy? Just in general. Wow. Dangerous, dangerous, dangerous. Chelsy could blow the whole thing up. However much this card doesn't show emotion and longing, we haven't got a cup in sight in this reading. We've got an Emperor in reverse. We've got an Emperor in reverse, an unhappy man. A man who's not in his power. A man who possibly didn't marry the right woman, according to the cards. A man who feels weak, disempowered, angry. A man who needs his ego massaged, as I said at the beginning of this reading. And the Tower sitting underneath it. Megan thinks that Chelsy could blow their relationship right up. Chelsy had to say the word, that would be it. That Tower is a divorce card. Extremely dangerous. How is Megan going to feel about this rumour? Or how does she feel about this rumour? Because I'm sure she's picked it up, because the rumour is all over the places where people suspect that Megan goes looking on social media. So how does Megan feel about this story that Harry possibly spoke to Chelsy secretly and tried to hide it from her by using someone else's phone? Ooh, that is a dangerous card. It's a Seven of Pentacles, right? But it's in the After Tarot. The Seven of Pentacles is assessing your gains so far, taking stock, looking at what you have achieved. Do I have enough? How my return on my investments, my harvest, and then in this After Tarot, picking up a pentacle and walking away. It could be the thing that blows the whole thing out the water. Tower and then the Seven of Pentacles, but in the After Tarot there is a next step. Normally it's just looking and thinking, but the After Tarot we've gone a little bit further into the energy and picking up a pentacle and stomping off. This could really set the cat among the pigeons, if it is true. If it is Harry who secretly reached out to Chelsy back in the UK and had a long chat with her. She doesn't care. She's not interested. She thinks he's a fool, quite literally. It's interesting. We've got the 7 and the 8. He views her as the 8. Megan views her as the 7, as the situation as, well, I've maximized my potential here with Harry, and I'm off. I'm going somewhere else. That's the energy that's coming through here. It could also be, I don't know if they were together for 8 years, Harry and Chelsy. They were together a long time, from teens into 20s. Could have been about 8 years. He could be looking at that and thinking that was a period where things worked. I did actually put effort into that situation. She left me. She did leave him. She was the one that said not interested, even though he apparently worded it differently in spare and said he broke up with her. But he could actually see she as being the one that got away, the one he worked the hardest on. So I'm just going to put that there as well. And then she left. But she left because of that, because he didn't grow up. He's an idiot. That is my opinion, my reading of the cards, my interpretation of the energy, just to remind you. And that is the reading. Watch this space, because this is not a happy wife back home. Not at all. And so thanks for watching. I'll see you again soon.